Ruben Okali, Andrew Jerry, Junista Dirango, Isaac Ojiambo, Alfred Mugambi, Obend Mutevia, Obando Akinyi, Mambi Otieno, Kasmil Gross, Michelle Wambua, Fatma Diba, Alex Gitui, Jonathan Ridho, Aaron Korobe, Ruben Bivi, Rendia Cherogoi, Subira Nando, George Degwa, Paul Burowa, Purity Isiye, Benson Moringo, Clara Mwitho, Livando Nyakweba, Cherimo Daisy, Davis Tol, Veronica Wanyama, Obira Oganda, Simon Chalo, Esther Nyaruri, Abigail Namasaka, Reginalda Obara, Beatrice Kemunya, Monica Morage, Shira Lono, Shabin Mutari, Breda Odhiambo, Christine Derito, Derek Mwangi, Nigel Theuri, Rachel Atieno, Kennedy Macau, Agustin Oduo, Mohammed Abdi, Judith Omoro, Sylvia Okach, Mercy Deche, Tu Emos, Noel Namenya, Ririan Motuko, Kirea Nyambuto, Abigail Masika, Catherine Mangish, Erickson Fondo, Shiham Seif, Michael Arunga, Amina Abdi, Darius Musembi, Sitindo Eugene, Stephen Wawero, Rewis Krisiwa, Faith Kamau, Tracy Kimani, Hussein Roba, Mercy Monohe, Delson Arukombe, Brian Onyango, Chacha Mboke, Bomet Kiptrotich, Alverino Bosire, Faith Ngana, Albert Wanyonyi, Mary Geshira, Nefris Masi, Atieno Sharon, Immaculate Mwindi, Joseph Osolo, Lona Nyaga, Joan Omara, Mohamedik Garat, Sadrak Monyoki, Kibiwot Kibet, Charity Morugi, Michael Manyara, Chris Okundi, Enoch Morioki, Gabriel Wanjao, Eunice Oega, Varerin Kipto, John Mwangi, Sherish Dida, Clementine Ondonya, Franklin Debebde, Juliet Omondi, Josephat Omide, John Rimbe, Henry Okwisia, Purity Wambua, Bildad Katete, Peter Nyamwaro, Halima Magairo, Aniti Mwindi, Faith Hali, Vanessa Kenyajui, Juliet Kaihehe, Scholastica Kakuru, Rinda Lono, Yvonne Jeptu, Victoria Getari, James Ogutu, Insiani Clara, Dautin Wainaina, Joy Dongo, Omondi Ogora, Olivia Ochieng, Serene Maura, Grace Gakori, Wangoi Joroge, James Keiro, Beatrice Gikonyo, Enda Kimani, Franklin Otieno, Esther Mwova, Wendy Nyakweba, Mukta Hari, Kelvin Damboki, Anna Waivera, Caroline Irungu, Magdalene Waithera, Bryson Mwavita, Karama Kalima, Jogona Mweni, Patrova Omoro. Rachel Gashaho, Winnie Ongoma, Adrian Amwanyi, Mere Masharia, Emmanuel Mureithi, Gavin Castro, Brenda Kiremi, excuse me, Joyce Akinyi, Haranja. Sorry. George Banyara, Sarome Mwaniki, Joan Kahumbu, Edwin Muse, Joan Kamango, Deborah Omari, Wabia Karugo, Sarah Oma, Ruse Mwaniki, Berinda Cherop, Osman Andan, Lawrence Wairegi, Cohen Laki, Kagoko, Salim Manduria, Brian Sami, Jacqueline Obara, Margaret Keyo, Tony Rotich, Merisha Atieno, Bernard Kiri, Chao Kireru, Andan Kurura, Musoke Muriro, Ondongo Ezekiel, Diga Dungu, Eugene Owiti, Cynthia Kimboi, Ann Mugaka, Irene Ndeka, Shikanda, Mandisela, Pauline, Cynthia, Bijuma, Esther, Wilson, Elsie, Clinton, Peter, Ivy, Diana, Faith, Charles, Gloria Seshire, Purity Kamau, Muirabua Samuel, David, Kevin, Samuel, Suhera, Laura, Nina, Wanjira, Olivia, Shemiti, Margaret Nyambura, Faith Nyambura, Susan, Michelle, Alan, Abdumarik, Judy, Bewa, Sharon, Mohammed, Julius, Karen Chebet, Tabitha Wairimu, Angela Kwamboka, James Mundia, Akmen Mahamud, Anand Mutweri, Cynthia Kahoya, Elvis Omenda, Rindia Soi, Dala, Sana, Omar, Daniel, Faith Kenywa, Rinda, Hitha, William Otieno, Wendy, Anthony, Paul, Lorraine, Aaron G, Line Kwamboka, Stella, Clarence, Mahmoud, Jackson, Moiga, Mgomba, Cindy, Kavuchi, Asinath, Owino, Rono, Cynthia, Andrea, Rindia, Sabina, Theoden, Mwangi, Lonjas, Kennedy, Sandra, Dirangu, Eregai, Langat, Faith, Mercy, Karanja, Pamuyaka, Huthu, Winnie, Nicole, Lewis, Caroline, Sendekia, Macreen, Frasia, Juguna, Mioka, Diana, Angela, Muniaro, Ataka, Celestine, Elizabeth, Nasim, Frederick, Wamboi, Nasongo, Christine, Crea, Chari, Nonport, Joyce, Simon Ruto, Reira, Mag Gadoni, Mogire, Mosheshi, Nyegoro, Onduo, Kimwere, Gentrix, Masharia, Mwiti, Mase, Gaki, Ochieng, Jacqueline, Moshiri, Vanessa, Mary, Karunde, Jackson, Victor, Rindia, Lilian, Joshua, Margaret, Majanja, Aronge, Rusenjepchumba, and Kibunja. I hereby declare the above named person be admitted as an advocate of this honorable court, dated at Nairobi this 2nd day of March 2023 by the Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya. Signed and sealed by the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya.
Thank you, Chief Justice. Thank you. You may be seated. Today I heard a very, not so loud, but a bit loud shout. Can you shout louder than that? No, I didn't mean that loud. You know, there's another function going on there. And when we started, they had a band and they were making so much noise for us. So you can pay back, isn't it? Wow, you have now successfully petitioned for yourself. Probably the next time you have a petition that has your name, you may need somebody to represent you, isn't it? But today you did not need a representative, an advocate to represent you. Feels so nice, isn't it? Now, on a day like this, we normally have people who are ahead of us in the profession and who advise as we start this journey. I want to welcome the director of the Kenya School of Law, Dr. Henry Mutai, to advise you this morning.
The Honorable Lady Justice Martha Koome, Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Honorable Anna Madi, the President of the Law Society of Kenya, representatives of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, and the Office of the Attorney General. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'd like to start by congratulating all of you on your admission to the bar today. This is a truly momentous day for you, as it marks the end of one stage of your life and the beginning of another, hopefully more exciting stage. The 2nd of March, I'm sure, will be etched into your memories forever and will be one of those days, together with your birthday, your wedding day for those of you who are married, the days that your children are born, that you never forget. I'd like to just share a few remarks with you. As a school, we are satisfied that we have equipped you with all the necessary skills and qualities necessary for you to discharge your duties as advocates of the High Court of Kenya. Some of you will become litigators, while others may never step into a courtroom. There are so many paths and avenues open to you as an advocate. However, one thing that you must remember at all times is, even though you have been admitted to the bar today, there is still a lot to learn, a lot that you don't know, a lot that you will need to be guided on by your seniors in the profession. So as you go out, please remain open to learning, seek guidance. Do not assume that being an advocate, you now know everything. There are new developments in the law all the time, and if you do not partake of the CPD courses that are provided by the Law Society of Kenya, if you do not take time yourselves to read books, attend webinars, sharpen your skills in all ways, then you will not remain relevant. So continuous learning is a mandatory skill that you must take with you. Many of you will have gone through the school at the height of the COVID pandemic when online learning was introduced. As such, you will have undergone a slightly different experience to others who attended physically. But I think that experience has provided you with skills that others may not have for the new age that we now find ourselves in. So as you go out into the digital world, make sure that you know how to carry yourself in that particular environment. Last week, we had a pupil master workshop in Eldoret, which was graced by two judges of the High Court, Honorable Justice Nyakundi of Eldoret and Honorable Justice Mrima from Kitale. And as they shared with us some of the challenges that they have observed that lawyers deal with, we realized that some of those are challenges that some of us may never have had to deal with in the past. So as I conclude my remarks, and on a light note, you'll have seen the technical challenges that we had at the beginning. When you appear before any court on whatever platform, just make sure that you know where the mute button is. Congratulations and best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mutai. Ensure that you know where the mute button is. Is that clear? We're having a little bit of challenges on online proceedings, so prepare yourselves. We normally invite the legal aid. Fortunately, today, we do not have a representative. They have a right to be heard on your admission proceedings. So next, I'll welcome the President of the Law Society of Kenya to come and address you.
The Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and the President of the Supreme Court, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, and all invited guests, let me recognize the protocol has been laid out. And finally, to all the newly admitted advocates, good morning. Chief Justice, with humility, allow me to invite the Vice President of the Law Society for 1 minute, just to say hi to the newly admitted advocates and also congratulate them on their admission.
The Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, Honorable Justice Martha Koome, the Chief Justice of the Judiciary, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, the President of the Law Society of Kenya, all honored guests here today, and the newly admitted advocates. Good afternoon. It's still morning. Good morning. I love the energy in the room when we were all cheering when the Chief Justice recognized and pronounced all of you as the newly admitted advocates. And I want to say, in case somebody didn't tell you this morning that you look wonderful, I want to say you all look exquisite. And I hope we'll remember that dress that we have today and the kind of dress code that we'll continue to observe, particularly in online proceedings. I've been given only 1 minute, but let me take this opportunity to just share one word with you that I hope you'll carry with you. If you've got the confidence and the work ethic, you can make any dream come true. Today is just a beginning of a new journey. I know we are all excited thinking of the photos we will take hereafter, the parties that we should have or we will have. But for me, I would want to remind you that today just commences a new journey that you will take. And the power lies in your hands as to whether you shall be successful or not. The Chief Justice may later on tell you the way you should not be discouraged, that irrespective of the number of advocates that are in practice today, there's a room for each and every one of you. But that room only depends on the kind of work that you put in, the kind of determination and dedication that you have. The new sphere of the legal practice allows technology that a lot of you have embraced. And so you have a niche that the seniors don't have. You've embraced technology, you're coming into new areas of law that are building, and I urge you to read widely and wildly. The future lies in your hands, and it's up to you to decide whether you shall be successful, build your personal brand, or not. Thank you very much.
I personally am one of those who are a bit analog. And so when we were coming here, the Vice President insisted that I must have a speech and that I must read it from this device. And it's actually misbehaving, so you can imagine the kind of trouble I am having. Fortunately for me, I'm not like my friend, the registrar, because I can sing, but that is only karaoke. So on my behalf and on behalf of the Law Society, may I take this opportunity to congratulate all of you on your admission to the bar. I welcome you to the profession, and I appreciate that today is one of the most momentous days in your life, and not just for you, but for your families. We also understand the kind of stress that you have gone through as you undertake your legal studies, the stress that your parents have gone through and your sponsors, and I use the word sponsor very, very lightly. So I want to congratulate all of you. On your admission, your status has changed. You are now an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and what you say and what you sign guarantees trust, for you are now an officer of the court. You belong to the land of the law. Being an advocate is different from any other profession. By all means, in the conduct of your professional life, pursue nothing else than excellence and settle for nothing less. In doing this, be intimately aware of the standards of ethics that govern our conduct as advocates, and maintain a level of your own conduct that is far beyond the minimum required by our disciplinary rules. Familiarize yourself with the LSK Code of Ethics and stick to the narrow path, avoiding the temptation of instant success. I want to encourage you to not only just familiarize yourselves with the rules of ethics, but also familiarize yourself with the procedures in court and in the registries. Familiarize yourself with the standards and code of dressing for lawyers, and also participate in the affairs of the law society. If you'll be practicing in Nairobi, please join Nairobi branch. Look out for what committees they have, participate in the court users committees, because it is only through that kind of exposure that you will get to understand the workings of the law and you will become a successful advocate. Do not shy away from hard work that is necessary to produce the best work in order that your client interests may be served to the fullest. You alone can choose the path you want to travel in your legal career. You alone can determine how you want the chapters of your professional life written. Remember that an advocate word is his bond. And I want to say this again. An advocate's word is his bond. Therefore, do not give your word unless you intend to be bound by it. To do otherwise would be to lower your standing among your colleagues, and you will never earn their respect and admiration. Avoid as much as possible, and this is you will find extremely difficult, to giving advice to strangers on the phone, and resist the pressure to take cases you are not qualified to handle. Now, as you get admitted, I wish it was possible that each one of you would live today knowing that the legal job of your dreams awaits you. One that gives you meaningful work, prestige, personal fulfillment, and compensation sufficient to secure a good living. That is the reality, that not all of you will have access to that, but still the society will have extremely lofty expectations of you upon your admission. The men will be required to continue dressing as sharply as you look today, and to date, the most beautiful girls as are here today. And for the ladies also, I have bad news for you, because your standing as an advocate carries with it a commitment hazard. As my friend who is married to a lady advocate usually tells me, that his most difficult moment in his life is when the wife says, "Baby, we need to talk." But these times are not bleak, but they are challenging. Advocates, particularly new lawyers, aren't immune from the economic competition for clients and cases. The practice of law is evolving, although somewhat painfully, and as the new leaders in the profession, you must rise to the challenge. The good news is that you are probably more comfortable with technology than the current advocates, including myself, and more adept at responding to the challenging environment. So we can only wonder and marvel about what changes the next years of your legal careers will bring. I just want to ask you to leverage on that advantage. Whatever you choose to do, you have the important distinction of being able to speak for and stand up for others as their legal representative. As an advocate, you have the tools to help those most in need. Always remember that the law is for the benefit of society. Therefore, benefit as an individual, but let the society as a whole be the bigger beneficiary by protecting the rule of law, upholding the independence of the judiciary and maintaining a respectable bar. In passing your bar exams, and the director has just confirmed that, you have demonstrated to us that you have the academic ability. But life will continue to test you on your practical ability. Being a successful lawyer requires daily work, and that's why we call it the practice of law. So seek out a mentor to help you learn about the common sense side of the profession as practiced in Kenya. Let me emphasize, most of all, your ethical obligation, in essence, is treating each other with civility and respect. And I want to ask that you remember this, that your most important ethical obligation to the profession is to treat one another with civility and respect. Civility in how you address the court, civility in how you address one another, civility in your letters. I know there is a counsel culture that has taken root, that all of us think that in writing tough letters, we are being seen to be better advocates than the others. That is not the tradition of this profession. We need to treat one another with a lot of civility and respect. So apart from understanding the law, as advocates, you will need to be good with people. After all, the heart and soul of practice will always be your clients. Their problems are paramount. Their wishes and needs must be considered. But even as you fulfill your clients' wishes and needs, remember that an advocate does not win or lose a case. An advocate does not win or lose a case. It's either the client who wins or the client who loses. Your work is to prepare the client's case as best as you possibly can within the realms of our professional bounds. So do not die for a client. Do not engage in corrupt practices on behalf of a client. Because after you have done that, the client will go and tell somebody else, that lawyer buys justice. And one day you will be on the other side and you'll be telling someone, watch out for that lawyer because he engages in corrupt practices. That is the danger of going outside the realm of our professional bounds. Besides the need for complete commitment and dedication to the practice of our profession, I ask that you try and keep a balance in your lives. This will help you to cope with your work stress, because the work of an advocate has a lot of stress. And I ask you at this moment to make a very deliberate decision. After you have served your purpose on earth, how would you want to be remembered? Would you want to be remembered as the advocate who won all his cases, was brutal, but forgot about his family, forgot about his obligations to society? You have the chance to make that. I say this because I recognize that the law is a jealous lover, and indeed so demanding and deserving of attention, dedication, and tender loving care. But please, always remember, this jealous lover is not you, and neither is it your family. So no matter what fortunes has in store for you, try to be a good human being. Always put your loved ones first. They'll be there for you if the clients are not knocking the door for you, or if you lose your case, or if you have a horrific day with an adversary. You owe it to your families to remember, law is what you do. It is not the sum total of who you are. As an advocate, you'll be the object of so many jokes, and most of them dry because our society doesn't think that we do anything good. And so, as you begin your first day as an advocate, allow me to ask a very interesting question. What's the difference between a buffalo and an advocate? The advocate charges more. Once again, on behalf of the Law Society and on my own behalf, I congratulate you on your admission and best wishes on a bright career ahead of you. Welcome to the profession.
Thank you, LSK President, Mr. Eric Theuri. And now I want to welcome representative of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Peter Mailanyi, Senior Assistant Director of Public Prosecution. I hope I got it right.
Yes, you're right. The Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, the President of the Law Society of Kenya, representatives of the Attorney General, the Kenya School of Law, and the other organizations present, honorable members of the Senate who could be present, I think I've seen one, Mr. Faki, new advocates, good morning. I don't have a written speech. I'm here just to give you a word of advice. On my behalf, and on behalf of the Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Nuruddin Haji, I congratulate you on your admission as advocates of this court. This brings me good memories when I was admitted as a young advocate, just like you, 34 years ago. I think that was 1988. In High Court number 1 by the late Honorable Chief Justice, Mr. Cecil Ethel Miller. Have you heard of him? It was not the big number. You are many. We were quite a few. But I think the nation is growing, so is the legal profession. I know a number of you will go to private practice, others will join the public sector. Those who are joining the private sector, the road is not that smooth. And even those who are joining the public sector, the road is not smooth. If you're in private practice, I would advise you, please don't take shortcuts, no sharp practice. This has been alluded to by the President of the Law Society. Don't use means which you think can enrich you first. Take your time, build your law firm or your career. Money will come with time, but not during the first 1 or 2 or 3 years. It will take time. You must gain experience and gain trust of clients. Those in the public sector, and I'm talking about those who are public prosecutors, judicial officers, please also build trust with wananchi so that they can trust you, they can actually accept your judgments. For prosecutors, those who will join us, and I actually welcome you to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. When you see new openings, please apply. We pay you good money, but not money which can make you rich, but can make you comfortable. You cannot get rich if you're working with the government. It's a commitment. The government can only give you allowances to maintain you and your family and take your children to school. So If you want to get rich, and you think that by joining the government you can get rich, then you get it wrong. If you succeed in private practice, there is money, but only if you can gain trust of your clients. Those old days when you were at the law school, at that time I think it was along Valley Road, now is a dental school. We used to be told by the lecturer who was teaching us ethics that a client is not your friend. Okay? He is your client. You only have a relationship of a client and advocate. Advice, and the way the president has said, it is you, not you who lose or win the case, it's your client. Sharp practice is where you engage in undercutting, corruption, and all those things. Help us fight corruption, whether you're in the private sector or public sector, because it cuts across. Okay, corruption is not only in the public sector; it is also in the private practice, the sector I mean. Okay. I would advise those who don't go to conveyancing to be very careful with the documents you draw. With my experience as a prosecutor, we have changed a few advocates. We don't like it, but the law ties our hands. Never sign a conveyance documents when the client or whoever is signing is not in your presence when you are seeing him or her. Okay? Never attest to documents which are brought to you by your clerk. Please don't do that. You might get yourself in trouble. Okay? And the other issue I can advise you as a father, because most of you people are the age of my children. Avoid overindulgence in alcohol and drugs. That is what is killing this society. It has ruined the lives of many doctors, lawyers, judicial officers, a number of lawyers, and ongoing counseling. Please talk to your colleagues when you have problems. Don't suffer depression, because it is there. It's a reality among the youth. Money is not everything. Money will come and go. You might make money this month, tomorrow you are dry. Time's a hand. Okay? Don't take shortcuts. So I wish you all the best. Karibu to this noble profession. And we shall meet in court if you fight me there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mailanyi. Now I want to welcome Mr. George Nyakundi, the Secretary to the Advocates Complaints Commission. He's here representing the Attorney General. Karibu.
I think I'm the one who is most analog. I have a written speech. So the Honorable Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the President of the Law Society of Kenya, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, the representative of the public, the Director of Public Prosecutions, members of staff of the Judiciary present, newly admitted advocates, parents, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. On behalf of the Attorney General, the titular head of the bar, I congratulate you, my new colleagues, on your achievement. For each one of you today is a milestone. Many people, family, teachers, people masters, colleagues, friends, and others have helped you along the way, and their support has ensured your success. Some have accompanied you today to witness your accomplishment. Remember to thank each one of them, if you have not already done so. When you recited your oath a short while ago, you opened the door to the noblest and worthiest of professions, where you are authorized and indeed mandated to use your acquired skills to ensure that your client is well represented so that justice is delivered in good conditions and in the best tradition. Remember also that this is a profession of the continual acquisition of further knowledge, as you have been advised by my previous speakers. The university and the Kenya School of Law have provided you with the appropriate capacities and skills to know the subject and where to find information related to it. On a daily basis, Kenyans of all backgrounds and walks of life turn to our legal system to settle disputes and also to hold accountable those who have done wrong. Each one of you will play varying roles in the system of administration of justice. The practice of law offers many different ways for you to play a significant role in our national development. From the group admitted today, as you have heard, will come forth outstanding practitioners whose duty will be to secure the profession's future and values for years to come. Some of you will become great litigators, others will become much quoted judges and magistrates, or work as lawyers in the public service. Some will join the corporate world, while others will become lecturers, instructing and nurturing the next generation of lawyers. We look forward to your partnership in shaping a just society. We in the Office of the Attorney General and Department of Justice sincerely hope some of you will consider assisting the indigent by taking on pro bono work. And as you assist, do so with sincerity, integrity, and excellence. Poverty amongst our people hinders access to justice. To all of you, whatever your position, use your education, talents, and skills wisely. You will be expected to perform your work with honesty, courage, and respect. Kenyans expect you to uphold our constitution, our laws, and our dearest values by not merely serving your clients or winning their cases, but ensuring that in every case, in every circumstance, and in every part of the country, justice is done. Like every new advocate, each one of you is full of hope for the future. Always remember that being called the bar is a call to a lifetime of service to your people. On this stage of your life's journey, you almost certainly be called upon to deal with challenging situations and difficult people. At every such function, I always advise newly admitted advocates that from my experience and interaction, two things advocates fears most are, firstly, not being paid by their client, and secondly, having a complaint or professional misconduct brought against them. We are increasingly dealing with an enlightened citizenry who are demanding better services from their advocates, and legal advisors as well as demanding more accountability from them. As I've said, you must continue to improve yourself and acquire more knowledge, and otherwise you will fall short of their expectations. We at the Advocacy Competence Commission and at the Office of the Attorney General and Department of Justice find that it's always a very sad moment when the Commission has to prosecute an advocate for a disciplinary offense before the Advocacy Disciplinary Committee. Every week we receive new complaints against advocates. Several are found to be without substance. Regrettably, others disclose acts of professional misconduct committed by the advocates. Consequently, some advocates have been struck off the roll and others are serving varying periods of suspension. Many others have had other sanctions imposed on them. Just for your information, in the last financial year, the Commission received 1,003 complaints. During the same period, the Commission instituted 212 cases of professional misconduct at the disciplinary committee. And unfortunately, 5 advocates were struck off the roll and 3 others were suspended from practice. Most of these complaints relate to failure to account, withholding, or commingling client funds. And at the core of such complaints is their selfish desire by an advocate to unjustifiably get rich quickly. As you have been advised, please avoid that road. Your career might easily crash. In carrying your professional duties, remember always to uphold your integrity and observe professional ethics. I urge you to avoid conflicts of interest, to maintain your independence as legal advisors, and always remember that your undertaking as an advocate builds your reputation as being honorable and trustworthy. Ensure effective communication in your encounters, and remember to keep your clients' confidentiality. You are now moving from a world where you are graded by your lecturers to one in which you are judged by your clients and your peers. You will no longer be judged by your marks or rank, but by your integrity and your actions. Always do what is right, even if it means walking down a more difficult path. Seek out mentors who, just like those who have helped you arrive here today, will do their utmost to prepare and support you as you navigate the exciting road ahead. Today you have started a new journey. You have also acquired a new title. Carry it with dignity. We at the Office of the Attorney General and Department of Justice extend to you our best wishes in your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nyakundi. And now I wish to welcome the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary to advise you, give her remarks, and thereafter welcome the Chief Justice.
The Honorable the Chief Justice, President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, Justice Martha Koome, President of the Law Society of Kenya, Mr. Eric Theuri. I want to recognize the Vice President of the LSK as well, Dr. Mutai, Head of the Kenya School of Law, Mr. Nyakundi representing the Honorable the Attorney General, Mr. Mailanyi representing the Director of Public Prosecutions. May I recognize the presence of the Mombasa Senator, Mr. Katib Faki, Counsel Samoma, our newest advocates in town, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is a great day for all our new advocates, and even for us in the judiciary. It's always a joy for us to conduct these ceremonies, and I'm also very, very happy that at this same ceremony we have the opportunity to celebrate a very key milestone, congratulating all the newly admitted advocates on your admission to the bar. I think I stood here about 33 years ago. It was not a ceremony as big as this. It was a little ceremony in Court 1 before Honorable Chief Justice Hancock's back then. So this brings memories of that day. It was a short day, no ceremony. You went to the office, borrowed your pupil master's robe, came, had a 10-minute admission process, returned the gown and continued with work. No lunches, no dinners, no parties. I don't even think my parents knew I was being admitted on that day. And that is how simple it was back then. So to be admitted as advocate of the High Court of Kenya, you've been through many years of legal training. That's through your undergraduate studies, through the Kenya School of Law. You have practiced under seasoned advocates, your pupil masters during your pupillage, and the whole system is really set to ensure a rigorous training process that ensures that only the fittest qualify for this noble profession. All this has paid off as you're now at the commencement of your illustrious career in legal practice. Congratulations once again for your dedication, hard work, and commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, our new advocates, your new positions will bestow upon you not just a new place in society, but also more expectations and responsibilities. You have been advised by the previous speaker. I want to endorse everything they said, and that will apply whether you choose to go into private practice, corporate world, public service, civil society, you name it. The principles apply across the board. I want to urge you to embrace this new status with the grace and wisdom of this noble calling. As advocates, you will hold immense power over the people that you represent in court, awaiting your directions and guidance. In exercising this, I implore you to practice accountability, independence, and impartiality. For your actions will not only directly affect lives, but also influence public confidence in the justice system. Under Article 10 of the Constitution of Kenya, we have listed the rule of law and human rights as the same as some of the national values and principles of governance. The rule of law is a bedrock of our society, and as advocates, you are the core defenders of these national values that will help ensure national unity and the administration of justice in every corner of our country. The Office of the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary has the mandate of Chief Administrator and Chief Accounting Officer of the Judiciary. And in addition to this constitutional mandate, the office discharges functions in the exercise of powers that are bestowed by the Advocates Act, the Notaries Public Act, the Oaths and Statutory Declarations Act. And all of you have already interacted with our offices as you filed your petitions for admission and awaited directions regarding this particular ceremony. You'll continue to interact with this office as your career progresses through the issuance of and the processing of your annual practicing certificates. Those who will apply to be appointed as commissioners of oaths, those who will become notaries public, all your applications and renewals will be processed by us. This office also maintains records of all advocates admitted in this country, and we have a comprehensive roll of advocates that you'll be signing today. Currently, we have custody of over 20,650 advocates' files, and over 18,000 of these are active. So today you will be becoming part of that register. We, as a judiciary, undertake to deliver these services with efficiency so that we do not become a hindrance to your professional lives. We value your feedback, which will aid us in improving our service delivery to the advocates. I cannot overemphasize the issue of integrity, which has been spoken about by all the previous speakers. And I just want to urge us all to maintain integrity so that we can avoid all the things that we've been told about the Advocates Complaints Commission. As I said earlier, today the judiciary celebrates the new system. We are going digital, and technology is being utilized to conduct virtual courts, e-filing, financial management, performance management, case tracking, and other aspects of the justice sector. The national rollout of ICT facilities to all court stations is in process, and I seek your support and patience. Sometimes you run into problems. Being young lawyers, we count on your uptake. We know you're the experts in this, and so your uptake will influence the acceptability of our digital service delivery, even among your seniors. On this note, I want to appreciate that your petitions for admissions were received and processed using the Judiciary Advocates Management System. How many of you had problems using that system? Was it smooth? Was it fun? Did you have to come running around the corridor asking for help? Excellent. So that is what we are about. The judiciary has developed this system to assist in the end-to-end management of advocates' professional lives. Through the system, advocates can make applications from the comfort of their locations, and all this is in the spirit of creating efficiency. The system also facilitates other stakeholders to execute their constitutional mandates. So the Law Society is part of it, Council of Legal Education, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, among others. The system will facilitate the management of the ever-growing number of advocates in the country. So today we are also celebrating the rollout of the e-practicing certificates through a joint integration program between the Judiciary and the Law Society of Kenya. The development and testing of issuance of e-practicing certificates for the year 2023 has been completed, and as at yesterday, 1st of March 2023, over 9,000 e-practicing certificates had been issued. And this is, thank you. For us, this is quite an achievement compared to the previous years, where as at the same date last year, we had only issued about 1,000 practicing certificates. Remember, I was signing each physical certificate physically, and that was the only time I appreciated traffic jams, because I always had practicing certificates in my car. So I signed them on the road, I signed them after dinner, I signed them practically everywhere. So you can imagine how much time has been released for me to be able to do other work. I just want to thank in a special way the Law Society of Kenya, because we've walked this journey together, and today we can proudly celebrate this achievement together. I want to also thank sincerely the Judiciary ICT team, the staff at the Judiciary Advocate Section, Room 64. Are you here, Room 64 team? We just want to appreciate you, led by Moses, of course. Thank you very much for always making these ceremonies a success, for giving us this beautiful facility. Isn't it pretty? Yeah, so let's just give them a hand. They do a great job. We want to continue to collaborate with all our partners to further improve service delivery. Finally, I just want to remind us of the duty and trust bequeathed upon you by the Kenyan public. Let us arbitrate with fairness, with responsibility, with diligence and commitment. Let us use the powers given to us for the public good. As you venture into your careers, I implore you to consider a career in the public service, more specifically in the judiciary. The judiciary is a great place to work in. We always have openings for young lawyers. Just be on the lookout. We always putting out there adverts for legal researchers, for law clerks, for magistrates, for assistant registrars, among others. And we are always ready to engage and consider your expressions of interest. The Office of the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary maintains an open door policy for all our stakeholders, and we look forward to working closely with each one of you. Congratulations once again, and welcome to the legal practice. And with those remarks, may I now humbly request the Honorable the Chief Justice to come forward and address us. Honorable Chief Justice, please.
May we please be seated? Thank you very much, the Honorable Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Honorable Hannah Mandi. Allow me to recognize all of you this morning and adopt the protocol that has been established, and say a very good morning to you. Good morning again.
Good morning.
I come from a place where we like greeting people many times so that we can connect with the greeting. Thank you very much, our special guests, for joining us this morning. Our Senator of Mombasa, and I think our Senator, Honorable William Cheptumo, are you present? We were expecting him as well, but we love to have visitors in the judiciary, especially when they have not been summoned. They have brought themselves to come and celebrate our newly admitted advocates. So it is indeed a joy for me to convey my heartiest congratulations on your signing of the role of advocates of the High Court of Kenya. And I wish to congratulate your parents as well, your guardians, your principal and teachers, everybody who has prepared you for this day. Dr. Mutai, you have done a good job. These people look very smart, very sharp, very confident, and very inspiring. I'm very proud of you because you look great. This is the way you should look and appear all the time. The school has done a good job preparing you on the dress. These are two things you will have to always keep very close to you as advocates. The way you dress and the way you address. Those are two key words for you to remember. This is indeed a special day. And for me, every time I stand here to admit new advocates, I become emotional because my memories take me back to November 23rd, 1987. That is almost 36 years ago when I sat where you are sitting. Having gone through the struggles of going to the university and to the Kenya School of Law, when I was married, I had a child and I was sitting where you are sitting, expecting another child. And I was only armed with hope and faith that Kenya is a great country. And I stand before you today to testify that indeed Kenya is a great country. Those 36 years took me all over and everywhere. And here I am standing as your first Chief Justice, who is a woman. And before me, I see another one. And I see so many who will go into various fields and distinguish themselves because Kenya is a great country and it's calling all of us to work hard and to make the things that are not working work because it is our responsibility. Thank you very much, all the speakers who have spoken very, very clearly and concisely, giving you very good advice. I would like to adopt all those words, very profound words of advice and wisdom that you have been given by the previous speakers. Because today you join this noble profession. And we are here as your elders to receive you with a lot of joy and welcome you as members of the bar. This is a feat that you have earned the hard way. So hold yourselves high because you have deserved this admission as an advocate. You know very well you have worked very hard with dedication. You have demonstrated industry, sacrifice, and sometimes you have gone through disappointment and heartache along this journey to get to this important day in your career. However, it is this new chapter in your professional lives that we have all come to celebrate on this occasion of your admission to the bar. This new chapter that we are unveiling today brings with it great authority. The authority to represent other people, the authority to take instructions and act on instructions, authority to advise clients. This authority, therefore, comes with great responsibility. You are now bound to conduct yourself as a professional and with professionalism. Professionalism entails good professional practice, etiquette, and ethics. The legal profession is one that preserves and strengthens the dignity, honor, and ethics of the profession. All these values and principles are lived through your lives. Therefore, whatever you do as an advocate, ask yourself whether it is really befitting of an advocate. And a lot of advice has been given, including abuse of alcohol and substance abuse. So when you are indulging, ask yourself whether this is really befitting of an advocate of the High Court. And so are the other practices that my colleagues have spoken to. In addition, the public expects you as advocates to uphold professionalism and integrity, which are crucial within this legal profession, and it is through that upholding of the integrity that we will get public confidence in our legal system and the proper discharge of the court's function as we work together. If you don't do your work properly, it affects the way we discharge justice and entirely the administration of justice. The representative of the AG has told you the advocates who are not diligent or who do not abide by the requisite professional standards and ethics are bound to stumble in their career journey. And it is always with a heavy heart when I read or find that an advocate has been struck off the law. It has taken many years for you to reach where you are. Please ensure that you don't get struck off the law or get yourself before the disciplinary committee. You should be ethical in your dealings, either as advocates in the private sector, with your clients, or as employees in the public sector, always reminding ourselves of the scourge of corruption that has really posed a challenge to probity and integrity in the workings of our public institutions. The cases that I've seen of corruption always make me ask myself whether it is worthy to involve yourself in corruption. If you are talking about grabbing of public land or even stealing public money, I see a body called Asset Recovery Agency. I see EACC always coming to recover the land that was grabbed, coming to seize monies that are in the bank. And I always ask myself, is it worth it? Is it sustainable? So let's keep away from those vices and focus on this chapter of your career that has started today. And for us, it is of great importance to the nation, given the significant role played by you advocates in the state institution, also in the state and economic development, and the entire society at large. As you know, our system is adversarial. The courts rely to a great extent on the arguments that you will prepare and advance in court. The better their quality, the greater the assistance you give to us. The legal profession, therefore, has a most important contribution to make to the courts and through your research and well-articulated written and oral arguments, that also improves the quality of our judgments and rulings. So do not take them for granted. I therefore challenge you to always ensure that you keep abreast with the developments in the legal and other fields, and I think Dr. Mutai spoke to that very well. Do not forget that you are a learned friend who has knowledge, ideas, and ethics. For you as lawyers, learning never stops. The legal profession, contrary to the popular belief that it is all about legal fees, you've heard the difference between a lawyer and a buffalo is that the lawyer charges more. Money is obviously essential, but it's also about the service that we deliver to the clients that we serve. The responsibilities of the lawyers encompass a broader community dimension. Make the commitment to be a steward of justice. You are the champions for justice because you have this learning that you have attained after so many years to understand that justice cuts across everybody and everywhere. And therefore, the same way you want to experience justice and fairness, that is the same way the other person would like to be treated fairly and justly. I'll urge you to make the commitment to be champions of justice and stewards of justice. What this means is that you observe that justice is, where you observe that justice is not being achieved, do something about it. Don't be quiet when there is injustice. Where the system may be failing, like the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary has said, we operate an open door policy. We have the court users committees that we engage with. We have so many forums, stakeholder forum. Please, we urge you to propose changes that you think can make our justice system better. If there are changes in the law, if there are changes in policies or practice, we always welcome ideas so that we can make justice accessible to all. Endeavor to facilitate access for all to ensure that our people are also empowered to know their rights and to know where to seek remedies when their rights have been violated. Because you have the requisite skills, training, and ability to make the difference and have a lasting impact in the legal profession. Learned friends, because that's what I call you today, and I say that with a lot of grace, you must always keep in mind that the practice of law goes hand in hand with public service and devotion to the common good. This means that you are expected to champion societal causes that include promotion of the rule of law, access to justice, advancing and upholding human rights, as well as those that include the protection of the vulnerable in our society. Because if we pull the vulnerable, the widows, the orphans, the children, the poor, then we will have a better society because they will be empowered to stand on their own and find ways and means of realizing their potential. Though this is an unpopular notion, it is incumbent upon you to ensure that you carry out justice in every case in the shortest possible time and in the most efficient and effective manner within the confines of the law. The president of the Law Society has told you the cases that you handle do not belong to you. Therefore, do not be misled to abuse the process of the court by, for instance, filing a case so that a defendant never pays their obligations and to keep that case forever so that they never discharge their obligation. After all, this is your ethical duty. Moreover, in this manner, you will restore and ensure the continuity of public confidence and trust in our legal profession. You have joined the legal profession at the right time. I always encourage you, do not be daunted by voices or whispers that tell you that the legal profession is overcrowded, or that the Kenyan legal profession has more than enough lawyers. I assure you that the Kenyan legal profession has grown by leaps and bounds over the years, but there is a place for each one of you to make a living, to distinguish yourself, because this is a 50 million people country. And when I look at the statistics, we are over 22,000 lawyers. I think if we have to take the ratio, considering most of you will join the government, you join the judiciary, the ministries, the attorney general chambers, the ODPP, the civil society, I find that you are just a drop in the ocean. There is room for you, let no one discourage you, but please think of the entire country. Don't just ground yourself in the cities. We have counties that are functioning. They require legal services. The work there and the people in the counties require advocates. I myself, I have traversed this country. I have worked in Kitare, operated mobile courts in Rokichogyo, Kakuma, Rondua, Rokita. I have worked in Marindi, I have worked in Nyeri, I have worked in Mirimani. So look at this country holistically and look at it and see that the people in those far-flung areas require good lawyers. And if you consider yourself a good lawyer, those people in those far-flung areas require good lawyers. So our problem is that we only look at the big cities and do not look at those far-flung areas where we can also practice and distinguish ourselves. There are many exciting initiatives that are being rolled out and implemented within the justice sector as well. As a growing economy, we need efficiency in the resolution of commercial disputes so that we can increase Kenya's attractiveness as a desired business destination. We in the judiciary have rolled out a multi-door approach to dispute resolution, including court-annexed mediation and small claims courts. And these are opportunities that you should use to ensure efficient resolution of disputes. Your admission to the role of advocates affords you the opportunity to use your skills and knowledge on behalf of the society, especially the vulnerable in our midst. We still have many members of the vulnerable segment of our society, including children, persons living with disabilities, women who are victims of sexual and gender-based violence, amongst other vulnerable groups who are often in dire need of legal services, but do not have access to the same. So, learned friends, ladies and gentlemen, as you celebrate your admission to the bar, we in the judiciary are also celebrating a huge milestone in our ongoing automation process, and the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary has explained the various technological solutions we have engaged with in the dispensation of justice, including what we are going to launch this morning, which is going to expedite the way we process the practicing certificates for advocates. As you know, we already have a case tracking system, which we started implementing in 2018. We have the Judiciary Financial Management System, which we also started implementing in 2019, Judiciary e-filing system, and virtual courts that we are using. In addition to that, and as we continue to scale up our technology uptick, we have the Judiciary Advocates Management System, which we call JAMS, as part of our digitization agenda. The Judiciary Advocates section, room 64, which is very, very efficient, and I'm always very grateful for your diligence and the way you handle these advocates, is going paperless. And we have already started so that we can ensure efficiency in the delivery of our services to the advocates. I keep saying when I applied for my admission, I don't know how many trips I made between here and the Kenya School of Law and the chambers of my pupil master. And now you can just sit on your desk and apply everything from your desk. I think you are a blessed generation. So JAMS is supporting the judiciary in discharging functions bestowed by the Advocates Act, the Notaries Public Act, and the Oaths and Statutory Acts. These functions include maintenance and custody of all your files, processing of petitions for admission of advocates, issuance of advocates' annual practicing certificates, processing of applications for appointment of commissioners for oaths, processing of application for appointment of notaries public, annual renewal of notary public certificates, validation and verification of advocates' licenses. I used to have a little chamber inside my small office where I used to keep these files, and maybe set aside one day when I would come and deal with those files and go home with a serious allergy. Now I'm just dealing with a screen. It is wonderful to go digital. JAMS has digitized and automated all these processes which have been run manually in the past. JAMS is transforming our internal processes and service delivery to advocates. It is also improving efficiency in our processes by addressing delays and other challenges attendant in the manual processes of the past. I think we need to appreciate that so far, the Chief Registrar has issued 9,000 practicing certificates as opposed to the same year last year when she had issued only 1,000. This is truly a milestone. Because these challenges have been part of the professional journeys of those who went before you. We now invite you to enjoy these innovations, which are concomitant with our focus to automate our systems and operations in keeping with the modern day requirements. I hope that you will continue to develop yourselves professionally and rise to the challenges and opportunities that will present themselves during your career, and especially in this area of technology. The judiciary and the legal profession and our society have very high expectations of you, and I am confident that you will rise to the challenges ahead. In embracing technology, you saw even the president of the Law Society was banned from using paper. Luckily, when I became Chief Justice, I decided to promote green justice by ensuring that I never use a written text. So I've been using this iPad, and it has served me well. So welcome, President. So I congratulate you once again and wish you great success in this novel profession. I pray that God will always guide you and direct you and bless all the work that will be put in your hands so that it will multiply and bring you joy and as you serve the society. So today, as I end, I love to stand here and keep looking at you like I said you look awesome. And I recognize each one of you, congratulate you and your parents, your guardians, your partners, everybody who has supported you. And I would have wished to join you in your parties because I understand you people owned parties. When we were admitted, you left something going on, and then you just came to be admitted and you ran there to continue what you were doing. For me, because I was a struggling mother, I think I left my child somewhere else, went and got the child, and then went to the office, went to the market. No time for the party, but we really congratulate you, and I wish I could have been in your party today to celebrate with you and your family. So the people we work with, and during these ceremonies, we recognize those who have worked with us in the judiciary as a family because we consider ourselves a family. And in that journey, we have supported, we have worked with some of the colleagues who have gone to qualify as advocates, and they have worked extremely hard to earn this qualification. So this, we've made a practice, or is it a custom, that we recognize them this day as we recognize each one of you. So our immediate family, comprising of colleagues in the judiciary, who joined the judiciary before acquiring legal qualifications, but have studied hard despite the heavy workload to obtain this coveted qualification. We also extend this recognition to our family, comprising the children, the siblings, the spouses, and our colleagues who have been inspired to join the profession by our members. So today we are extremely proud of all of you and also the following who belong to the family of the judiciary. First of all, I recognized a senior colleague, the Honorable Mr. Justice Mwera, who retired as a judge of the Court of Appeal, High Court judge, and was also the registrar of the High Court. Welcome, Judge Mwera. Thank you for joining us to celebrate Gloria Jeragat Seshire number 344. She is a niece to Justice Mwera. Thank you for inspiring this young lady. We also have Mumbo Olive Awo and Grace Kambuni, who have been mentored by one of us, the Honorable Sharon Mwanyuri. You know Sharon works very closely with the Office of the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary and Room 64, preparing for these admissions. I wish to recognize you. I don't know where you are, and congratulate you and Mwanyuri for supporting you and inspiring you and walking this journey with you. I also have Jean Cheptumo, who is the daughter of the Honorable William Cheptumo, our senator. We recognize you and congratulate the senator for bringing up a wonderful advocate. We have Kelvin Damboki, the nephew to Ruth Chengo, who is our HR, one of the officers working within the HR department of the judiciary. I recognize you, Kelvin, and also congratulate Ruth Chengo for guiding you and counseling you within this journey. Kennedy Matiba Okumu, where are you? You are number 405. I recognize you because you are a cousin to Daniel Ombwemba, who works with me as my security detail. I'm most inspired by Daniel for encouraging you through this journey. Then we have Gentrix Akinyi Wanyama, who is the daughter of our own Director of Audit, Mr. Ronald Wanyama. Thank you so much, Mr. Wanyama, for walking this journey with this young lady, Gentrix, and encouraging her to be an advocate. So thank you very much. I believe we will now move towards the launch of these new e-certificates. I wish you all the best in your career. God bless you.
Thank you, Justice. That was so much, isn't it? You are now well equipped to start the journey.
Just a few minutes, anytime, anywhere. Get your practicing certificate with ease. Use the new electronic practicing certificate system today and experience the convenience, security, and speed it has to offer. Introducing the new electronic practicing certificate system. With just a few clicks, you can generate your practicing certificate from the comfort of your home or office. With state-of-the-art encryption and authentication features, the system is not only convenient but also highly secure. You can generate your practicing certificate in just a few minutes, anytime, anywhere. Get your practicing certificate with ease. Use the new electronic practicing certificate system today and experience
The Chief Justice to raise the curtains so that we can see what it is we are calling the e-certificates. Makofi.
Introducing the new electronic practicing certificate system. With just a few clicks, you can generate your practicing certificate from the comfort of your home or office. With state-of-the-art encryption and authentication features, the system is not only convenient but also highly secure. You can generate your practicing certificate in just a few minutes, anytime, anywhere. Get your practicing certificate with ease. Use the new electronic practicing certificate system today and experience the convenience, security, and speed it has to offer. With just a few clicks, you can generate your practicing certificate from the comfort of your home or office. With state-of-the-art encryption and authentication features, the system is not only convenient but also highly secure. You can generate your practicing certificate in just a few minutes, anytime, anywhere. Get your practicing certificate with ease. Use the new electronic practicing certificate system today and experience the convenience, security, and speed it has to offer.
Something. That's our certificates. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Justice. That's our short ceremony. Yes, we can proceed for the
Introducing the new electronic practicing certificate system. With just a few clicks, you can generate your practicing certificate from the comfort of your home or office. With state-of-the-art encryption and authentication features, the system is not only convenient but also highly secure. You can generate your practicing certificate in just a few minutes, anytime, anywhere. Get your practicing certificate with ease. Use the new electronic practicing certificate system today and experience the convenience, security, and speed it has to offer.
So when you come to court and a judicial officer asks you where your practicing certificate is, you should have an iPad and come with it so that they can see where the certificate is. Don't give us a hard copy. Thank you. We may be seated. Just for the national anthem, that will be our final prayer as we conclude the session, then we go to the photo session. So I request that we all be up and standing. For the national anthem, it won't fail us this time. Can we be at attention? Thank you. We can be seated as I request the Chief Justice and our guests to take the stairs for the group photos. That is the last item on our program today. But for you, you have to sign the roll. We'll take photos in groups of We'll take photos in groups of 30, but before we do that, I request...
sorry, the ones that were our people, the one that the Chief Justice was talking about, kindly please rise where you are so that we can save time. In addition, also Caroline Irungu.
Caroline Irungu, yes. Bijuma Muhammad Faki. Oh. Okay. So I said I've called out the Mumbo Olive, Grace Kambuni, Jean Jepto, Kelvin Ndambuki, Kennedy Matiba, Gentrix Akinyi, Gloria Jelagat. Could you please move forward quickly? And after the photo, you go back and sit. Go back and take your seat. We will give you directions on how to sign the roll. Caroline Irungu. So number 1 to number 50. Number 1 to number 50, 1 to 50. As after the photo, you come back and sit So after the photo, you go at the back of the end of the tent, just enter through the from the back so that we have the other group lining up here. Number 51 to 100, please. 51 to 100 line up here. (51 to 100). 51 to 100. (51 to 100) as they take the stairs. The other group to clear the stairs so that you give room for your colleagues. Clear quickly, please. Okay, number 101 to 150. 101 to 150. So I said after the photo, you get back into the tent and you take your seats. We'll be signing the roll from here. So we'll let you know how to do that. So this is 51, number 101 to 150. Those ones on the stairs, could you please clear after the photo so that we give room to your colleagues? Quickly, please. Then 151 to 200 line up here. 151 to 200. The other ones take your seats. 151 to 200. Just 151, you line up here. 151 to 200. So clear the stairs. Clear the stairs for your colleagues. As they clear number 151 to 200, you take the stairs. Number 201 to 250, line up here. (201 to 250) line up here. You do so quickly, as you can see the sun is very hot. And 201 to 250 are lined here. Okay, that's enough. You clear the stairs to give room to the next group. Number 251 to 300. 251 to 300, you line up here. You alert me if your colleague is going back for a second round. You will not give them a certificate. 251 to 300, line up here, quickly. Just take your seats so that we avoid, we reduce the commotions, please. Take your seats. Okay, Number 300 to 350. Could you please be coming? As 251 to 300 take the stairs, 300 to 350. $300 to $350.
You're almost there. Keep coming, keep coming. Mtafikiwa tu, msijali. Tuchangamke kwenye tunaingia.
Okay, and then that's 300 to 350. Take the stairs. 351 to 400. 351 to 400 be coming and line up here. $351 to $400. 351 to 400 take the stairs as the others clear. 400 to 450. 351 to 400 take the stairs. 400 to 450 line up here. $400 to $450, you line up here. 351 to 400 take the stairs. 400 to 450, you should all be lined up here. You will miss out on the photo. $400 to $450. So you can clear, your face is in the photo. For 400 to 450 take the stairs. Right now, the last lucky group, you can come and line up here, you know yourselves, the final group. It's good to be last. So you will appear bigger in the photos. You are only 15. You line up here. The last group.
Finish, kindly Robin, Gitari, Chilo, and Caroline Irungu. Come to where I am, like now. And PS, I'll request that you have a photo moment.
The last, the 400 to 450, they are already taken the stairs. So I only expect 15 people here.
Caroline Irungu, Robin Kimathi, Olivia Ochilo, please come to where I am. Caroline Irungu, Robin Kimathi, Olivia
Okay, the last
Ochilo.
group, the last ones, take the stairs. I can see. That is the last group. Okay, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to number 10. Can you come to the podium? 1 up to 10. There's a disciplinary action we want to take.
The last one. Ochilo, Gitari, and
Number 1 to
Irungu
10.
with your parents.
Kujeni hapa.
Please. All the three of you.
1, 2, up to 10.
With your parents, please. Caroline Irungu, Robin Kimathi, and Olivia Ochilo.
So that is all. Thank you, Chief Justice. Thank you, our invited guests, for making the ceremony a success. You now, number 1 to 10 are signing the roll. Then from there, we'll proceed 11 onwards. You sign the roll. That's the most important thing, so that you are on the roll.
Cheptumo? Cheptumo? Raise your hand, where are you? Cheptumo?
Kevin Amasa. Kevin Wamasa. Kindly, Mbio Cheptumo. Kevin Wamasa, Mbio.
I'm told that don't expect hard copy certificates. You will get the e-certificates of admission. The ones who are launching were for the practicing certificates, but even the certificates of admission, you will get them starting tomorrow.
Yes, that's what I was asking.
On your email and on the portal. You can log in and download your certificates. We were launching the e-certificates today, and we had a heavy representation from the Ministry of ICT. Nilikuwa tunataka nikutambulishe. Sawa sawa. Sawa. Okay. Yes, once you've signed the roll, I don't think that we have any other business hosting you here. Please don't forget and carry our Bibles away. They will be used for the other ceremonies. We had a daughter to our PS Ministry of ICT. We were launching the e-certificates today, and we thought we could share with them, although the PS is here as a parent. That's why he kept a low profile, but we are part and parcel with them in these ICT matters. She just signed the roll. So we can have number 11 to 20. I can see number 1 to 10 have left, but seat number 4 and seat number 5 does not have Bibles. we have we have your contacts. Let us not pursue you. Kindly leave it on your seat. So number 4 and 5, if you may just have forgotten, I am reminding you.
Introducing the new electronic practicing certificate system.
John Cheptumo? John, where's John Cheptumo? Jean, unatafutwa. Yes, you had forgotten. I knew you could forget. Number 4. Sila Faith Mwethia. Sila Faith Mwethia. What's number 17, 19, and 20? You've given back. To who? Okay, sasa. (21 to 30). I promised you that you will have a bottle of water by the time you leave. Did you get it? Just a bottle. Maybe this row. I saw the others. You know, you've been told to be truthful. I think this row was, unfortunately, they might have forgotten you. But we procured enough for you. We'll check in the store. If you have anything remaining. That is 21 to 30. That 1 to 40. That 1 to 40. That 1 to 40. 41 to 50. If you've signed the roll, you are at liberty to leave. That's 41 to 50. (51 to 60). (61 to 70). 71 to 80. Could you please ensure that if you want somebody to take a photo, that you organize in advance so that we move faster? Your colleagues are waiting for you.
With just a few clicks, you can generate your practicing certificate from the comfort of your home or office. With state-of-the-art encryption and authentication features, the system is not only convenient but also highly secure. You can generate your practicing certificate in just a few minutes, anytime, anywhere. Get your practicing certificate with ease. Use the new electronic practicing certificate system today and experience the convenience, security, and speed it has to offer. Introducing the new electronic practicing certificate system. With just a few clicks, you can generate your practicing certificate from the comfort of your home or office. With state-of-the-art encryption and authentication features, the system is not only convenient but also highly secure. You can generate your practicing certificate in just a few minutes, anytime, anywhere. Get your practicing certificate with ease. Use the new electronic practicing certificate system today and experience the convenience, security, and speed it has to offer. Introducing the new electronic practicing certificate system. With just a few clicks, you can generate your practicing certificate